Well, finally I'm just back. Last week I had family in, so well, no, it wasn't family. It was friends of ours that we've known for 30 plus years, and she was coming down to mom's, and so I went out there for the day. Yeah, I'm late. I'm just waiting for somebody to come in. Maybe I won't have nobody today. I was late. Had a weird link, I think, from somebody else, and I couldn't. It was weird. I finally got it figured out. But they might have thought I am not going live since I was almost 10 minutes late. I can kind of understand that. I'll talk for a while. Uh, Hello, Joyce. I'm doing good. Yeah, I was just talking to myself a little bit ago. I was saying that last week why I didn't have a live is because we had a friend come down to mom's that we've known for 30 plus years, and it was just nice to see them. And actually, they might be moving um to Florida soon. So yeah, actually, I finished a couple of hats, and then I started the same pattern again. I'll show you in a little bit. But I made this green hat. I did not tuck in a um you know strings yet. But here's one I kind of made big, but this isn't the one that I was working on last night. So I just figured this pattern, I didn't, it was neat, but it was kind of different. Some Bag O' Day, actually, both of these hats I'm going to show Bag O' Day done the, not recipe, the pattern. Yeah, it was interesting to say the least. This was no rhyme or reason hat, and that was, I'm not sure that I'll make it again, but it was fun. And then I made this hat, and I'm not, and this, it's almost too busy to see really see the true stitches, but um, not sure what happened. She made it with a 5.5 millimeter hat, I mean hook, and when I measured it, it wasn't measuring as uh much, so it's very snug on me. And so when I did this, I'm like, I'm gonna do it in a solid stitch, solid yarn. I'm going to go up to 6. So that's why I'm working here. But this is as far as I got. I wanted to finish the whole thing um before the live, but I kind of got distracted about on something else, and here we are. I thought I could like to see the stitches better with this too. You know, once it's all done. But it takes almost 200 yards, and the yarn that I'm using, which is just yarn, is 153 yards. So I made sure I had another one. I didn't really finish, oh, I didn't really want to get so far along, then I didn't have enough to finish it, but I do have enough. Yeah, the colors. I wish I would have used it for another hat, which I thought maybe I would just tear it out and make another with this yarn, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, I really don't really care for the pink as much, but this yarn come from Mainstay from Walmart, and I'm like, they have the pink multi and the purple multi, and I know some people just would love this color. And actually, I have a friend of mine. She has a daughter that was burned real badly several years back, and she loves pink and purple and white. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just send her this hat, which is now spring is coming now, and hopefully it'll get warmer, and we won't need a hat. Although I do want to make another hat out of cotton for my niece Jessie because she loves her hats. And I thought, well, cotton would be a good, or bamboo would be a good summer hat. So, well, it looks like it's just me and you, Joyce. But that's neat that you're working on a unicorn. Like I said, I'm not doing good. I haven't done amigurumi yet much, but I'm thinking maybe that hat that with I'm using a 6mm hook, or that would be same as J. But I think I'll just next time maybe still use my clover hook, which is 5.5. I started with this hook from Hobby Lobby, and I'm like, now wait a minute. I have a very good clover hook. I still just have one clover hook. I love it. So I switched it over to it. But I might just add more rounds to it before I make the hat, because I think it'll be a neat hat. But yeah. So I think it was you that said that Gucci ended up being a boy, and I did not catch that until I went home, and somebody in the chat said, "Did you see that?" Oh, sweet. The second one would be pretty. Anyways, well, the first one likely will be too, but yeah, I would want white and purple. I don't know. Is that a unicorn color? Might be. Can't unicorns be any color you want? Really? Well, green would kind of be. That would be a sick unicorn. Anyways, yeah, I came home and somebody said, "Did you know that Gucci ended up being a..." Can you hear me all right? Don't even know if this is on. Oh, now it is. Okay. And she was like, "Did you know that he's a boy instead of a girl?" And I asked for the timestamp, and I went back and listened to it, and oh my goodness, laughed so hard. And then Mom told me about an Amish guy. Good. I'm glad you can hear. Amish guy that um, years ago, like 45, 50 years ago. Um, he had a cow that had a calf, and somehow he thought it was a bull calf. He started feeding it real good and stuff because he wanted to get fatten it up for, you know. And oh, hi, mom. At least now I have two people. But anyway, yeah. He had this calf. His cow had this calf, and a week or so later, he finds out it's a girl instead of a bull calf. And then, of course, he had another heifer calf. I know, it was hilarious. And they were talking about it this morning, that they wonder how easy it is to tell the difference. And I'm like, on goats and cows and stuff, I mean, the boys usually have balls, and well, and if you look on the back, you know, you can tell the difference. Now the cats, that's a whole different story. But even puppies, it's easy to tell which is which. But I realized Aaron was very tired. It was funny. And I told mom, yeah, somebody said we'll be talking about this for years. And she said, well, we're still talking about that. That story of the Amish that misdiagnosed his calf. Well, not diagnosis it, but you know, so that was funny. So how are you doing, Mom? It was so funny, Joyce. You know, I was out by Mom's and putting the TV stand together, which at the very end it was a little bit confusing, but I did figure it out. And I set the TV up and I logged into my hotspot, and of course I had to bring SSF, Simon Says Farms, up. And Mom's like, seriously, do you have to do that? And I brought the one up with Rainey and her kids and all. And she's like, oh, but that's so cute. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know, it really went fast. In 4 days, I mean, last year it was across several weeks, and then, yeah. Well, I'm glad once you wake up, Mom. I thought maybe, at first I thought nobody was coming but then I was a little late. I was trying to get to the stream, but I think it was another website that I was trying to be uh, I was a guest at one time, and I was like, I was in the backstage, so I mean, and the show was over. It was stupid, but yeah, I know he was tired, wiped out, and like I told them, if the kid is wet, I can see how they could miss some of the stuff, but yeah, it was funny. Oh, Mom, I didn't show you the hat. You didn't. Here's one hat that I made. It's nice and big. It would likely fit in your head. And the stitches was little different. This hat name is No Rhyme or Reason. It's just a bunch different stitches. I don't know if I'm going to make another one like this or not. It was okay. Now this, I made this, and I think the color of the yarn isn't doing the that's good, Joyce. I know I have some hooks. I go back and forth. I do love that one clover. I wouldn't mind getting a couple more clovers, but they are kind of a little bit on the expensive side. But then again, I mean, if you can have a real good hook, it's very worth it in my book. Now, if you crochet, you're a beginner maybe, and you crochet maybe 10 minutes a day, you might not need a fancy hook, which, yeah. Anyways, but there, Mom, this, you can see the different stitches, but the color of the multi-colors, you almost get lost. It almost gets lost in this. And this is Day's pattern, and I made it, she used a 5.5 millimeter hook, which I did, and it's very snug on my head. So I'm thinking next time I'm gonna make the crown bigger, more stitches around, because I started with doing another in the blue that you can't really see the stitches well and stuff. Now I made sure I had enough of yarn. Yeah, I know you mean the color, Mom, or the style? Which I know the color, it's not I mean, I like purple and stuff, but I don't really care for the pink, but that's the skein I got. I'm like, I'm just going to still use it. I'm sure there's somebody out there. I mean, there's a little girl, Anita, you would know, Rebecca's little girl, that would probably like the hat because it's pink and purple and white. Hello, more people that is coming in. I see I have 5 people watching now. Hi. Yeah, and I might be crocheting tighter than Crystal and Bag O' Day does. I mean, yeah, I mean, everybody has different tensions and stuff, so yeah, which I could easily just keep going making the crown a little bit bigger. I know he is. Yeah, I probably will put it in the donation bag. That's partly why I'm making the hat, is to donate and stuff. I should make some other stuff, but it's like until somebody orders it. I do have an order of a blanket, which that reminds me, I should unbox couple boxes that I've got. I just have not got to it yet, but I'm hoping to do it the next day or two. And then, of course, I've been working on Dewey's blanket, and it's slowly coming along. Yeah, I don't know how many different whips I have. I have several. And about a month ago, I'm like, you know what? If I just would start working on Dewey's blanket, I could get it finished. But the thing is, when it's cold, it's perfect time to work on it. But the bigger it gets, I can see where that could be a problem because you would get warm. But somebody said put the um blanket on a table and do it. That would work. But yeah. So oh, okay. I saw though about the Jude fundraiser project, which I never signed up for it. I guess you make it and you sell it, and then you mean your phone isn't working again, Mom? Or you just need more help? So yeah, today is um kind of a little bit on the cool side, I think. Okay, good, because yeah, she had I don't know what happened, but she finally got another phone and is finally working. I mean, she could text and everything. Oh, sweet. Um, yeah, she could text and everything, go on the internet, but she could not make or receive phone calls, and it's like, but the phone was several years old, so that's cool. Oh, okay, yeah, that would make sense. Oh, that reminds me. I need to go and do that. Oh boy, Rainy's little girlies are bouncing around. Um, I found it on Facebook. One of the uh one of the schools are doing sign language, and for free they do a class, and I'd like to sign up for the class if I'm not too late. And I've always wanted to learn sign language, but I've just never really had the chance. But I think I do want to um I do want to learn it. Yeah, I just saw Bonnie pop in the other chat. She, Mom, don't think you know about this, but her, um, Lana, um, that comes in here, her daughter had surgery this morning because they were, took a tumor out, I believe, brain tumor, and I guess she's in the ICU, but she's doing well. So, yeah. You, Joyce, do you by chance know sign language? I do have a lady at church that does know it. So if I start picking up, I'm sure she would encourage me and help me with it. But yeah, today is we got rain last night and this morning. Well, this morning too. Um, I was sleeping in the recliner again this morning or last night. Well, and this morning, and around 7:30, Dewey calls me and said You may want to put the feet down because it was a storm was coming up, thunder and stuff, and he's like, "Cool, yeah, I pretty well know the letters, maybe a one or two." Hi, Stephanie. Yeah, we're talking about um how Dewey called me and told me to put my feet down because we were getting storms and the recliner is electric. So if we lose electric, you're not getting out hardly. Now Dewey has already gotten out when um it, we lost electric and it was up, but Sunday when it went out, we lost electric for about 3 hours. I knew that I wasn't going nowhere. So I decided just to sit tight and wait for the electric to come up. I guess I could show you guys, some of you guys, these hats again. I made this hat. This is called by Bag O' Day, no rhyme or reason, just a lot of different stitches. And it's could be almost somewhat slouchy, or if you had a lot of hair, it would fit real well too. Or if you just want to be secretive, weird. I know, I'm weird. And then I made this hat, but for the different stitches and stuff, I don't think it was a wise um, choice on color. And it's very snug. It needs to be worked on it. I like mine coming down more, but I'm not. I didn't keep going on this one. So this one is called um just a second. Um oh, it's not going to tell me unless I go back to the beginning, but I don't really want to because I started making another hat just in solid color because I think stitches you'll be able to see a little bit better. So now my hair is crazy. But yeah, so how are you guys doing? So yeah, I don't have much else to talk about except we had rain last night, this today. It's just kind of dreary. I mean, I think we'll get more, but that would be neat. Ari, she, that's not the girl, is it? Or is it? I'd have to look it up. Oh, it is a, oh, that would be neat. I agree. Oh, yeah. I knew it was one of Greta's uh, kids, but yeah, cool. I've made a lovely once or twice, but I've never given it to my niece. I really should because I think she would like it, especially if I put it on a stuffed animal. Which, of course, that she could put it on any of her stuffed animals if she had a better one. That wouldn't hurt my feelings. I'm. This is weird. I can't. I'm. Don't know for sure what to talk about. So, guys, do you have any questions or anything? Oh, that would be neat if he could use her at school. So, yeah. Yeah, I know they do so. Oh, hi, Mel. It's nice to see you. Yeah, I'm not talking much right now. I'm not sure what to talk about. Um, yeah, this is my oh, I was going to look it up on my phone. I'm using my phone, but I made um I use this kind of stitching. I know there's a name for it. I don't remember. But I just decided to have fun and I needed something where I'm sitting right now, I get cold sometimes. And even um the summer there's the air conditioner right there. And I get cold from the oh virus, yes. Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. When you said virus, I'm like, uh yeah, this is called virus. I loved making it. And it's nice and warm. And I love the different colors. I'm like, I don't know really if the colors would go together, but you know what? I decided to go with it. And it's like a big square, and I can either wear it with um the tips, down over my tummy and stuff, or I can turn it and have it like a. So, yeah, I wear it quite a few times when I'm cold. Yep, this is. I might have to make another one just to. Cause it is fun to make. Or I could just make a baby blanket or a blanket out of the virus too. But really, I'm just stuck on hats because that's one thing I can donate. Although I could donate these too to shawls and stuff, so that homeless people or something, could wear it. Yeah, it's kind of getting warm though, and that's one thing about it. I'm looking forward for warmer weather, but it's going to get warm. Then we'll have to use the air conditioner, which that's fine. And then I'll wear this again, which I do still want to make myself a sweater. I just haven't got the yarn yet, nor I have the yarn, Joyce. I have not started it yet. Oh, that's one thing. I wanted to show you guys the baby. blanket that I'm working on too. And I started this a while back, but I'm just, but yeah, I'm gonna have to start your blanket too real soon. That's part of what I want to get Dewey done because he's like, you're making stuff for everybody else. And yeah, so I'm like, if I just start working on it, I'll get it finished. And yeah, but I do have the yarn. I haven't, that's one thing that I still have to unbox. But yeah, I haven't even worked on this for a couple days, which I do, but I'm terrible. It's 67 degrees. No wonder I'm getting warm. That would maybe explain it. That was chilly a little bit ago, but I'm getting warm. I know I'm not going to take it out. I have my thing, my mic on here. But it is starting to get no breezy outside, I see. Um, the branches and stuff are waving a little bit. But yeah. But yes, um, yeah, I have so much stuff to do next couple days. It's crazy. But yeah. Which I haven't been sleeping the best last couple nights, but that's going to be taken care of too. I'm trusting God and stuff. So I'm on here now about for 40 minutes. Yeah, and somebody said you guys might get a whole bunch of snow too. I mean, I was watching Ryan Hall this morning, and I think it was him that said that you guys had a tornado. Well, California is huge. I know that, but there was a tornado close to Los Angeles or somewhere that they never had a tornado before. It's like, oh boy. But it's kind of the signs of the times. I mean, not to get political or anything, but Bible does say that in the last days there's going to be weird weather and all kinds. Oh, excuse me, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, yeah, that would make sense, Joyce. Yeah, I wouldn't mind sometime going and visiting different places because um oh wow. Uh because I don't really think I would want to live in California, but I wouldn't mind visiting and different other places. Oh, this is just March, isn't it? But yeah, I was watching somebody do a cooking show down in Texas, and they talked about stuff that I've never heard of before, and it's like, okay, that's interesting. Which I know I don't know nearly everything. I mean, it might feel sometimes that I do somewhat, but I know there's places that I have not seen and stuff. So, I mean, yeah. Ah, yeah, I have seen some. I mean, have been to different states, and but I've pretty well been in Midwest to the east. I haven't been terrible far in the east. I haven't been to the ocean yet. That's still one of my um bucket. I guess you'd call it list on the bucket list. Um, I'd like to go see the ocean, and yeah. Well, yeah. And now you have to have a passport to go into Canada. I wish I would have went when I was a lot younger because at one point you didn't have to have passport, and we're maybe 4 or 5 hours from Canada. But oh wow, yeah, I have German um, roots from there. It That would be interesting to go, like Germany or um, UK, but because I have not been on a plane yet, and I'm still waiting for my first airplane ride, but that might never happen either. Yeah, isn't it something how you? I know I remember some stuff. Like lived in North Carolina when I was 7 to 9, and of course when I was that was quite a few years ago. Of course, when we were there, I knew how to get to different places. But about 10 years ago, maybe now? No, maybe it was 8 years, 6 to 8 years ago. Um, we went down to South Carolina for Dewey's grandma's funeral. I never met her, but she had Alzheimer's and stuff. But oh, I bet it is a long trip, plane trip over. And we went down there, and actually, we were like not terrible far from Georgia. And I told Dewey, we're going down to Georgia line because I want to say that I went to Georgia. So we went down into the line inside Georgia, and Dewey actually got me a half of a cup. And it says Georgia things are so expensive, that he could only afford a half a cup. And I still have the cup. I might show it next time when I'm on live. But then we came back, and on the way back, we decided to stop in North Carolina. And yeah, I did remember some things, but I had to call Dad and say, now, how do you go for sure? Because it was, it was a long time ago. And of course, things have changed. Our house was still there, and it was interesting to see that. And it was an old house when we were lived in it, and by then it was a very old house. And since then, my sister and her husband, her late husband, was down there and saw it. It was still up, and I always wonder what happened to our neighbors. But yeah, the one Lulu Tucker and her son. They were the nicest people. And Lulu, which we call her Grandma Tucker, she'd come down, maybe not every day, but she'd come down and talk to Mom and my brother Lester. He loved her. And yeah, that was interesting to go back. And it was so not funny, but I remember when we moved there, the one cemetery, they had this vault on top of the ground. And when we when we lived down there, it was must be they had just built it sometime recently because it was still nice and shiny. Well, not shiny, but made out of concrete. And it was big when I was a kid. And 30 years later, when we went down, it was, it had aged. It was, darker. And it wasn't quite as big as I remembered. And it was interesting. I'm not sure if I got a picture when we were down there or not. I sure wish we would. I might have tried to take a picture, but yeah. So yeah. Oh, yesterday. I don't know what was going on, but when I got up to walk and stuff, I would get dizzy. And I checked my blood pressure, and the blood pressure was pretty well normal. I mean, the top number was a little bit high, but it was weird. Yeah, I've never lived in South Carolina, but I have been to South Carolina, like I was saying. Oh, I want to tell you guys. Um, you'd like to know, right? But Mom's neighbor, all right, see ya, Joyce. Mom's neighbor daughter that was in the hospital a couple months ago, she came home Saturday. So, yeah, I had eaten. It was, well, well, okay, I had coffee, but almost every morning I do have coffee. And I had eaten a little bit, but it was just weird. But anyhow, it's kind of funny. We have this running joke that when Dewey gets um isn't feeling good, I'm like, do I have to take you in? Yeah, at one point, well, he's gotten more. Well, he has already went in. And they say, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, which anyway. And he's like, well, do I have to take you in? I'm like, no, just because I get um lightheaded, because it wasn't maybe quite right away when I got up, but when I was walking and stuff, it was yeah, it was weird. Which yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I didn't check my pulse, which I think my pulse was okay. Not my pulse. I did when I checked my blood pressure. It checked my pulse, but I'm talking about my oxygen. But I think my oxygen was good. Not for a long time. I could be low in iron. Um, which I used to be when I went to give blood. I would, they'd have to draw blood from my ear, and I finally got to the point that I'd tell them to spin it because sometimes it was just high enough for them to use it, and then there were times that my iron was too low and they couldn't use it. But that was kind of normal for me, though. Maybe I should get some iron pills. Yeah, it's just not every day, though. It's just weird. Usually it was several minutes later. Like one time I was in the kitchen, and if I wouldn't have had something to grab, to hold myself steady, I like it would have hit the ground. Not the ground, but the floor. But yeah, yeah, that's true. But I do know usually my iron has been low, not terrible low, and they've never. I think the doctors really. Oh, checked it. I was going to check my chart, but it's on my phone, so I'll do that later to see if they checked it. Which that makes this is a ramble, and you would think that I'm just complaining, and I'm not complaining, but I'm not complaining seriously. I just have some issues. I know I have more issues than I care to talk about, but oh boy. Um, I have my hyperparathyroid. They before they took it out, they saw anyhow they took half my thyroid out, and now I have to be on thyroid. I bet that is one of the um clues. But I'm running out of thyroid medicine, and I haven't seen my doctor yet. Which I last year I checked, and I asked to have it refilled, and they are refusing to refill because I didn't have the blood work done, which I'm going to get the blood work done hopefully before I see the doctor because, anyways, but I'm still taking it, but every couple days. Yeah, I just thought of it. I don't know if that can make a difference or not, but anyway, I should likely send them a message because we're in the middle of changing doctors because, yeah, we were seeing a nurse practitioner, but she left and um started her own practice or something. I don't. And how she can do that being just nurse practitioner, I don't know. But anyways, so we're going to see a doctor where we're going to, but we don't have an appointment until April. But anyway, I didn't think about it. That might be what's going to. I know. I'm going to send them a message and see if they could refill it, even for 30 days or whatever, so he till he sees me. I never thought that I would have problems getting thyroid medicine, but I didn't think that I would have to go on thyroid medicine when I had part of it taken out, which was catch 2022, whatever it's called, because they did find out there was no cancer in there. But since they were going in, which I have already thought, maybe I should have just not had it taken out. But at the same time, if I would have got them to take it out, every so often I would have had to go and check it, and that's painful too. Do biopsies or whatever they do. And yeah, I should ask them to do just, they might do that just too, since I'm starting new and stuff. But I think I will send them a message and see if they could refill it for me. At least a little bit until he can see me again and get me going. Yeah, I bet mine will too if I just. I was seeing an endocrinologist, and he left for to do mission work overseas or somewhere. And I was thinking about going to the endocrinologist here in Cambridge, but I'm like, well, if I'm going to see a medical doctor for my general health, I'm going to let him take care of that too. So, yeah, yeah. Usually I do, but yeah. Yeah, the, I mean, usually I keep my appointments, but it's just because, yeah, it's just a. uh, so anyhow, well, it's almost an hour now, and I'm gonna let you guys go, which you guys can go anyhow, even if I'm on. I mean, you don't have to stay here if you have something else to do. I do appreciate it though, but I know people have lives and some people are very busy and stuff, but yeah. So, all right, Mom. Just remember, Jesus loved you all, and I love you too, and don't watch the news all the time. I mean, if you want to, that's of course up to you. But there's not, I mean, watching news all the time will make you worry like crazy, and you can't really change nothing. So, I mean, you can pray, and you can pray without knowing things. Now, if there's a tornado warning or whatever, weather something, if you don't have an app on your phone, yes, go watch the news. But yeah, you know what I mean. So, talk to you guys all later, and thank you for being here. And I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.